Hey, sister friends, we have a Taeda Farms update, and this comes from Maddie. Let's talk about it. Okay, Madison writes the next blog update, and here's the email that she sent. I will read it directly. Jenny, father will always tickle me. Fatherhood isn't just a title, it's a calling. I, I, I have not read this. I am reading it cold to you right now, and then I'm going to go to the blog and actually read the blog. This is just the email she sent me. My hypothesis is that it's going to be all about Caleb, how amazing Caleb is. She's going to talk about all his qualities and why that makes him a good father and what are the qualities of a good father, and there will be zero mention of her dad, Cody. How can it go any other way, right? I mean, I'll be shocked if it is, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it because you know this is going to bother him on Father's Day. Okay. Today is actually Father's Day that I'm recording this. It will be after Father's Day when you see it, by a day or two, maybe a little bit more because there's a new show airing tonight, maybe later in the week, but that's okay. This is just all about how great Caleb is and Cody is not. This is a timeless video. Okay, back to the email. Jenny, fatherhood isn't just a title, it's a calling. And Caleb, here at Taeda Farms, is exactly that kind of dad. He is the quiet strength we all lean on, the one who holds our babies close, listens to their wildest stories, and answers with the kind of patience and love that's hard to find these days. He works sunrise to sunset, fixes what's broken long after the day's done, and prays quietly for grace. He is always quick to forgive and protective without being harsh. Caleb is gentle with pink hair bows and just as ready to jump in a mud puddle with the kids. That's an odd sentence. We can talk about it later. Okay. He shows up not for applause, but because this is where he belongs. At Taeda Farms, we wouldn't be who we are without him. So, this Father's Day, we celebrate Caleb, not just for what he does, but for who he is. A strong, good man, and a dad through and through. From our wildflowers and sticky-fingered little ones to all of you, thank you for being a part of this journey. With love, Maddie and the Taeda Farms family. Okay, we are going to go look at the blog. I'm going to read the blog first before I comment because I have a feeling that the blog is just going to pretty much repeat. Let me glance over it. It is not long at all. See some of the same words in here. So let me go ahead, read the blog. This happened last time. Janelle really gave a lot of variation and difference in the blog versus her email, whereas Maddie did a lot of cut and paste. So let's read the second one and then we'll discuss. Taeda Farms' newest blog, June 13th, 2025. It's titled, To the Man Who Makes It All Work, a Father's Day letter from Taeda Farms. That's sweet. It says, not everyone is called to be a dad. Sure, plenty wear the title, but I see very few men embody it. It becomes their heartbeat, their purpose, and the way that they move through the world. Caleb is that kind of man. Fatherhood isn't just something he does, it is who he is. You can see it in the quiet strength that he carries, the way he holds our babies close, the way he listens when they speak, and quietly takes a moment to put thought to his responses, even when it's about tornadoes, best friends from school, bugs, unicorns, flower potions, and the likes. You see it in how our kids walk through the world, secure, joyful, known. This, I said I was going to read the whole thing because it's not that long. I'm about halfway through it. But between the email, I have to talk. I have to say something. Between the email and this, we have given about 30 compliments to Caleb that I would personally say do not match Cody. I do not think that Maddie intended to throw any digs at Cody when she wrote this.
You say so.
But indirectly she did. Because it's very clear that Caleb is a very different man than Cody Brown. Caleb's character versus Cody's character, night and day. Okay, I'll get into specifics. I just want to go on. I had a thought that just kept pressing on my brain as I was reading this, and I want to be able to focus. So, all right, let's finish it up and then we'll talk a little more. Caleb has a heart big enough to hold all of us, and somehow still room left over to dream. He's the guy who works sunrise to sunset and then stays up late fixing whatever has broken, locking doors, and praying to God for forgiveness for what he thinks are his shortcomings that I personally don't see. Good line. Caleb is quick to apologize and even quicker to offer forgiveness. That is not my line, but it does describe him. He holds grudges for the ones who hurt his kids, and grace for the ones who love them as well. He's protective, but never harsh. Gentle with the tiny pink hair bows, and just as quick to jump into a mud puddle. He'll stand outside with Axel searching for tornadoes, while also letting Evie put her finishing touches on his bald hairdo.
He accepts even baldness with a quiet cool that says, "Don't care."
As opposed to, say...
Oh my God, what is that? What is that?
Contrast is so great.
He shows up not for applause, not for credit, but because he wants to be there. Because there's nowhere else he'd rather be. He is supportive without ego, strength without pride, love without conditions. And here at Taeda Farms, we couldn't do what we do without him. Caleb isn't just the muscle behind the wheelbarrow or the teacher of the tractors and how we drive them. He is the soul behind the scenes that has volunteered for it all without actually volunteering. That's a good line too. Funny, Maddie, funny. Okay, last little bit here says, this Father's Day, we honor him. Not just for what he does, but for who he is. A good man, a strong man, a dad in every sense of the word. We love you beyond words, Caleb. Thank you for the life you helped build and for the one we are working towards. One wildflower, one child, one day at a time. From all of us at Taeda Farms, especially the tiny ones with sticky fingers and big dreams. So well written. I don't know. Somebody told me that they thought AI wrote her last one. I mean, who knows, right? I don't think so, though. Because I feel like if she genuinely just went to AI to write it and put in a couple facts about Caleb and then said, write something nice, and they did. I mean, I guess she could do it as a skeleton frame, but she'd have to tweak it and put all the personal stuff in here. But you would think she would do the same thing for her mother. She would tell Janelle, listen, here's a system that you can use that'll help you be a better writer. Because Janelle's are a little rough compared to Maddie's. Maddie's are eloquent and poetic. Janelle's are heartfelt, genuine, and maybe a little rough on the grammar. That's all. Maybe they're actually, I should take that back and say Janelle's are all fine. It's just that Maddie's are so good. This is good. This is a really good stuff. Okay, I think she wrote it because we all know that Maddie was a smart girl. All right, let's go back and point out a few things that she made a point to say about Caleb that are clearly not Cody. I think this is a total, maybe it's just my perspective from reviewing the shows, but I think this is a side dig at her dad.
Totally.
Okay. It starts off with the line that can be a dig right at Cody, and it says, fatherhood is not just a title, it's a calling. And And Caleb here at Taeda Farms is exactly that kind of dad. Right there. Cody thinks it's a title. And because he owns this title of dad, father, patriarch, everyone must bend the knee. Everyone must come to me, reach over the fence. I'm here waiting when you're ready to bow down and follow all my rules. Not at all coming from a place of love, sacrifice, giving, all the characteristics that she was describing of Caleb. Not what we've seen this year or last, or really any year, but especially not this year and last from Cody. Okay, I'm not going to reread the whole thing. Let me jump in on some things that stand out to me. She goes on to say that he holds the babies close, he listens to the kids' stories, and he answers his kids with the kind of patience and love that's hard to find these days. Okay, right there. She's come right out and said it. He does it in a way that has love and patience that's really hard to find these days. Well, if it's hard to find, we know we're not gonna see it in Daddy Cody, right? So again, Caleb listening with love, Cody, no. Caleb treats fatherhood as a calling, Cody, no. He sees it as a knighted governing title that must be honored. And I like the line, I don't think this is directly at Cody, but I do like the line that says, we celebrate Caleb on this Father's Day, not for all that he does for us, but for who he is. That's nice. Because I do think he's like actively involved, doing a lot of the manual work at that farm.
As opposed to say,
Hey, Mr. Brown. You right there, Mr. Brown?
John's here.
Hey, John, how's it going? Good, how are you?
contrast is so great.
Okay, jumping to the blog, that was the email. Here are a few things that I will pick out in the blog that are very blatantly Caleb characteristics Cody does not possess. Oh, it starts off good. I will say Maddie did not do the cut and paste like she did in the last one. She did what Janelle did last time. Some of the lines were almost the same, but slightly tweaked and then embellished upon or expanded upon. And so this was good. I appreciate this so much. First line, first words. Not everyone is called to be a dad. There you go. Anyone can just throw their seed in there and make a baby. That doesn't mean you're going to be a dad. And she describes Caleb in terms of his embracing being a dad as somebody who embodies being a dad, and the title of it becomes their heartbeat. It doesn't stay at title. You know, we talked about already, Cody sees it as a title and expects worship, bowing down, come to me, respect me. I have this title, I earned it, and I will always be here, and you will always be here as my children.
If the relationship goes bad, then it's like, go get your own place. You don't belong in my home if you can't respect me. Remember, it's my home, it's not yours.
If it is too awkward, or if I don't feel like I'm the head of my household when people are around, then I'm not going to have the whole family together. I'm at a point now in my life where I don't have time to waste on people who won't respect me or treat me with respect. I won't go to a place where I'm not respected, because love doesn't matter to me. Respect matters to me.
It really is disgusting.
Here she says, in Caleb, he embodies being a dad. It becomes his heartbeat. It becomes his purpose. And it's the way he moves through the world. Basically, it is him through and through, wherever he goes, whoever he interacts with, no matter what he does.
Is consistent.
He's dad.
And a good man.
Maddie also says that you can see what kind of dad he is through the way he listens to his children and puts careful thought to his responses. Now, if that's not a direct opposition of Cody, I don't know what is. Cody doesn't listen well. We just saw that in the last tell-all. He's giving responses to things. He's not even listening. He didn't even listen about the luggage rack. And you can't say, oh, well, he thought that thing on top of the car was called a luggage rack. Because I could see myself saying that that's a luggage rack too. But when you listen to what was said ahead of time, when you go into the hotel room, who gets to put their suitcase on the luggage rack? Who has to have theirs? Oh, my suitcase was always on the floor because Cody would open the luggage rack and put his suitcase on it. The explanations and sentences that were surrounding the use of luggage rack clearly defined and explained it, but Cody wasn't listening. He heard luggage rack. He thought, oh, okay, she said it at some point. She wanted to use it, but she didn't. So what's my comeback? What's my comeback? Like, he wasn't listening. He doesn't participate in a conversation in a normal way where you actively sit there and listen to the words somebody's saying and then react to those words. He's on the defensive at all times. You're going to start to say something, I'm going to hear the first words and start thinking right away, what are going to be my responses? And we know from Cody that he comes up with 5 different responses and then just picks one for the moment.
My mouth runs fluidly. It's easy to make fun of somebody who doesn't have a filter. So, well, see, I go through 5 iterations of my truth, and then I pick one.
Well, I think that's been the problem.
Okay, we're not going to go back there. Let's go back to lovely Caleb. So Caleb listens and then thinks, and this is another huge anti-Cody, even more than the listening part. This is huge. He thinks through his responses before he gives them to his children. Cody just speaks off the cuff.
As far as saying that he never loved his wives, yeah, I feel like that was rewriting past. I feel like that's just pain talking. I feel like that's bitterness talking, anger talking.
Just as the first thing that comes to his head, whether it's hurtful, whether it's correct, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, whether it celebrates you or whether it diminishes you.
I remember him saying something along the lines of he only cares about his minor children or something like that. So
it's like he doesn't care. His first instinct and impulse just comes out.
Like a child.
And then he justifies it and says, that's just the way I am. No. You can shut up. You can learn to zip your lip. It's an admirable quality to listen, take it in, and then respond to the words you're hearing. I am giving him some really good advice here on life. He's not watching this. What else does she say? You know how great a dad Caleb is because you can watch their kids go throughout the world. They are secure, joyful, and known. That's really deep. Well, the first 2 are pretty basic. They're secure. That's fabulous. I don't think that's something Cody gives his kids. I mean, he didn't give it to any of his wives, for sure. We don't know as much about the children, but just seeing his inconsistency and his volatility, I don't think they would be terribly secure around him. I think the security came from the mothers in the Brown family. They are joyful. That's huge. It's hard to be joyful if you're living in turmoil. Clearly, Maddie and Caleb have created an environment of peace for those children. They're going to thrive and succeed in it. And finally, she says they're known. It's just a beautiful word. They know who they are. They know their place in the world. They know their place in the family. They know their place amongst each other. They know in this family, I know Caleb's religion is important to them, so they probably know their relation to God. And they see each other and they know each other and they understand each other. Whew, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. Okay, what else? Okay, now we know that Cody's a dreamer, right? That's something that he's proud of, which is fine. Being a dreamer is great if you can implement it, even begin implementing it would be great. But the things he's begun to implement have never come to fruition. He hasn't finished. Here she describes Caleb as somebody who has a big heart, big enough to hold all of us and somehow still have room left to dream. Do you see what's important to Maddie in the situation? Caleb's heart is big enough to hold all of us. He has this huge heart. He's a man who has enough love and compassion and room to hold us all. And yet, the man can still dream his dreams. He can do all of that for all of us, but not deny himself who he is at his core and the things that he wants to accomplish. See, this is where it's very different from Cody. Cody only thinks about his own dreams. And they're mostly dreams. They're things that don't come to fruition. They're things he thinks about doing, but then I don't know what he does all day. Drives around, I guess. Cody's a thinker. Caleb is a doer.
I agree with that.
And she ended that paragraph, a beautiful line. She says that he's a guy who works sunrise to sunset. And then, already we're completely different from Cody Brown, who doesn't seem to put in an honest day's work ever. He works sunrise to sundown, and then after that, stays up fixing anything that's been broken. And when you have 3 kids, lots of things are broken. You don't have to have any kids and things break. All right, so he fixes everything that's broken, and he's the man who goes around to make sure the doors are locked at the end of the day. And she ends it with, and then prays to God for forgiveness for what he thinks were his shortcomings. That she goes on to say, I personally don't see. I mean, she is describing a man there, right? Somebody who will do this, work hard, physical labor, mental capacity, just putting in the work all day long. And then after sunset, now let me fix everything that happened to break today. And before I go to bed, I'm going to see to it that this whole family is safe and that every door is locked. But I won't put my head down on the pillow until I also pray to God and ask for forgiveness at the moments where I feel like I fell short. He probably thinks, I was probably a little too abrupt when I gave that response to somebody. I shouldn't have done that. I probably should have sat a little bit longer with this child and read 2 books instead of 1, instead of saying, nope, Dad's got to go back to work. Like, those are the kind of things I can see Caleb going, forgive me, God. And Maddie would be like, no, you're good. Like, you've put in more work at being a dad at this point than I have seen my entire life. So you're on bonus time now, Caleb. And then she goes on to say that Caleb is quick to apologize and even quicker to forgive. Say no more, right? Have we ever heard a genuine apology out of Cody Brown? No. This is why Maddie is so appreciative of Caleb, because this is the male example that she had in her life. He does not apologize because he doesn't think he's ever wrong. He is the classic narcissist. He really is. And then go one step further, and she says, when apologized to, he is quick to give forgiveness to that person. Forgiven, move on. Cody, holding grudges, he's bringing stuff up in these one-on-one tell-alls this season that were from season 1 15 years ago. And he'll talk about things back in the first couple years of their marriage, 33 years ago. The man holds a grudge and does not forgive. But Caleb Brush, he does. She says he's protective but never harsh. Again, Cody will say he's trying to protect his family, king of his castle, protecting his family, but he rules with an iron fist. You don't have to. Cody, take a look at Caleb Brush. And near the end, and she gives a full description of how he plays with all of his kids and, pretty much caters to each one and their individual needs. Not when I come over, we will all sit down and watch my favorite movie, whether you're interested or not. No. Plays with each kid based on what they want to play with and follows their interest, which is just a good parent, right? When your kids were young, when they were really into something, didn't you want to play that with them because they're so geeked up and excited about it that it would make me excited? You got a new Barbie thing? Yes, let's play with the Barbie kitchen. Let's make some food. Even just even on trips, I remember going to the zoo or going to a park. It's like, woo, look at that cool bug on that leaf. I've never seen a bug look like that before. Did you see that? And then kids are like, what? Oh, yeah. Do you think we can touch it? No. But isn't it cool? Just getting excited about everything and seeing it through your kids' eyes. Not Cody. Let's watch another Clint Eastwood movie. All right. Near the end of this, she had a nice line. What did she say? She said that Caleb shows up not for applause and not for credit, but because he wants to be there. Isn't that the truth? You can tell for Cody, it's a check it off the list thing. It's another to-do. He doesn't like to be around his kids. He doesn't like to be around people. He likes himself. He's a selfish man. No other way around it. He'll do things because he intellectually knows in society that's the right thing and that he should want to spend time with other people and kids and not be all about Cody Brown. Can't help himself. And we know Cody is full of ego, pride, and conditions in his relationships. And those are the next 3 lines. Caleb is supportive without ego. He is strength without pride. And Caleb will love without conditions. Opposite of Cody Brown. Oof. Okay, that pretty much covers it. The rest is just nice stuff that I read. He's a good man. He's a strong man. He's a great dad in every sense of the word. Thank you for volunteering to do everything on this farm, even though you never volunteered. You just knew your place. You knew your place as a husband and a father, and you step up and you show up. And that is beautiful to somebody like Maddie who hadn't seen it. And you know what? It's beautiful to somebody like Janelle, who never saw it either, but now doesn't have to worry that her daughter's going to suffer in the same ways of inconsistency, irrationality, unreliability that Janelle experienced with Cody in their marriage. Maddie is grounded by having a solid, good man. Now I wonder, because you know Cody's going to read this, I wonder after reading this if Cody will still have his man crush for Caleb, or is it going to turn? I can really see it turning, because Cody has a huge jealousy streak inside of him, and for Maddie to go and put Caleb on such a high pedestal and not mention her father at all, he's going to hate Maddie for it, of course, more than he did before. Well, now will Caleb take a hit? Because now Caleb has risen up, and to the world it's been put out there what an amazing man he is, with 0 word about codesters.
What about me?
I think it's very possible. Cody will take offense at it and not only dislike Maddie even more, dislike Janelle even more, via being her mom and them all living together there, but will start to lose his man crush on Caleb and be jealous of him. And he will find some sort of little nugget to dig in and say, oh, you know what? Caleb was the breakdown of my whole relationship with Janelle and Maddie and the grandkids, because he took them on the other side of the country. He'll find a way to take something and make it their fault. Make it Caleb's fault, make it Maddie's fault, make it Janelle's fault. It won't be Cody's fault because we talked about it here. He can take no accountability because he thinks he's never wrong. Whereas Caleb is a man of accountability. Quick to apologize and quick to forgive. Very different. All right, well, this was really lovely. This nice little Father's Day thing. It's not too long. Hopefully I can get it out pretty quick. There are some lovely pictures here that you probably have seen already. I probably will have them in here. There's one of Caleb holding one of his children right after they were born. Beautiful. Based on the picture, it looks like they might be in a hospital room. There's one of him kissing his little girl on the cheek. Oh, so cute. And let me look at the email. I think the email had one. Okay, I think this might be the same as Evie. It's a picture of him in this one sitting on his bed at home, it looks like, holding a little baby in his arms. Okay, we are all caught up on all the Taeda Farm blogs. Take a moment to hit the like button and leave me a comment down below. Even share it with a family friend or husband. Have them watch it too. Get it out so everybody's watching these. We gotta throw out some positivity. There is so much negativity with this family, certainly driven by Cody and Robin. So to have a little lighthearted segment like this, although I did spend a good portion of it bashing Cody,
Well deserved.
nevertheless, this was about Caleb and what a great man he is. And let me know down below if you like Caleb. I had heard that some people don't like Caleb. I don't know why. I haven't seen anything negative about Caleb, so let me know. He's always seemed like a stand-up nice guy to me. Don't know him personally, but don't know Cody personally either, and I can pretty much tell you he's not a stand-up nice guy. So yeah, let me know your opinions of him, because I don't know, maybe I'm off base. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but he always seemed like a good guy. And I've always been happy for Maddie, and I've always thought these two are going to make it. They're going to make it for the long haul. Okay, sister friends, that's all I have for today. Thank you for sticking it out to the very end. I appreciate you. Take care, God bless, adios, and I will see you the next time Taeda Farms puts out a blog, and I will come with some more Taeda tea. Goodbye, everyone.